If you have never used Mylar film in your embroidery projects, you are in for a treat. This is a very fun item to add to your skills. What I'm going to show you today is using the Mylar film. And these are some of the different colors that you can get in Mylar. Not to be confused with the Mylar balloons, although I have read that you can use the Mylar balloons by just cutting a portion of it off. I have never tried that. I have heard in the past that you are not to use the Mylar balloons, but you could give it a try. You can also find it on the internet, the Mylar film. This I bought at Dollar Tree a few years back. I don't know if they still carry it there or not, but like I said, you can find it on the internet. It comes in all these different colors, and it also comes in this iridescent color, which has, you can see through it, and so it adds some extra dimension. I'm going to use that in part of the design I'm going to show you. Let me show you what we're going to be doing. This is a 2-hooping freestanding butterfly. This is the butterfly just with using regular fabrics, and this is a butterfly, same design, but well, it's been edited for Mylar use, but you know, I've added Mylar. This top one had the iridescent Mylar put on it, and the bottom one had a solid Mylar, and I'm going to do that again with another one. The first one that I'm going to do is the hooping one, and of course you always use wash away stabilizer when you are doing anything that's going to be freestanding. And here is the design of the butterfly wing, and I have a solid gold on here, and I'm going to put the gold Mylar on top of it. And a lot of times it just really doesn't matter what you put on the bottom because you're not going to see much of it, and that's going to be the case with this one. The Mylar is going to get stitched down, and then I'll do the stitches on top and show you how the final project looks. Let me also point out that when you're doing Mylar designs, it does need to be a specific design that's been created for Mylar, because if you use a regular embroidery designs, the density of the stitches is usually too great and you won't even see the Mylar. It'll just completely cover it up. Now the design has stitched on hooping 1, and I used, this is a like a lilac thread, and this is just a yellow, and so this has a very open weave to it, so you can see the gold Mylar coming through it, and you can see little flecks of it because this is a very low density fill stitch here. You can see a few flecks coming through. What it does, it gives you a very easy way to give a metallic look to a design, and I want to show you now how easy it is to get this off. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see, but this Mylar just tears right off at the stitch line, and because this is an applique, and you treat it very similarly as you would any other applique. And after I take this off, then the trim, I will trim around the fabric to get the excess fabric off, and then I'll put the back on. And you do it just like you do any other applique, just trim right around it. The back will go on, and then I'll do hooping 2. Oh, could you even see that? I think I had it moved out of the camera range. But this is, you know, trim it just like you would any other applique. This is hooping 2, and I wanted to show you what the difference is going to be on the 2 hoopings. This one I have added a print fabric for the base, and I've put that iridescent that I showed you before. See, it's a see-through, so it has a little bit of color to it, but it's mostly iridescent, and you'll be able to see some of the print behind the Mylar, and that makes it kind of interesting, and I just wanted to see what that might look like. This is the one that was just done, and this one had the gold fabric and then the gold Mylar on top of it. I used a lilac in here, actually the same color as the satin stitch that went around the edges, and I used just a yellow in here, and you can see the shimmer on it. But this one is going to look different because now it's got the print and it's got the iridescent mylar. We finished hooping 2, and this is the one that has the print on the bottom and the iridescent on the top, is iridescent mylar. And I just want to show you how this is so interesting with all the different colors that are showing through, but you still get the sparkle of the mylar. Now what you would want to do is to put a little bit of glue stick on the center, and now you're going to attach the hooping 1 to hooping 2 at the machine. It will tack that down, tack the hooping 1 on top of hooping 2, and then do the body of the butterfly. And those of you who have used wash away stabilizer a lot will know that to get the wash away off, you can either soak it in warm water, or you can just lightly dampen the edges, and that will give you a stiffer finished project. And because there's going to be the body of the butterfly that's actually going to be hanging off of the wings, that's what I would recommend to do, is just barely wet the wings in order to get the bulk of the excess wash away off, but don't soak it, or you probably will not have the little antenna and the little tail of the butterfly. You'll end up with just a body in the center here. But that's it for the mylar. I think it's a very interesting and fun way to use up your scraps. Was in just a little bit of mylar. Doesn't take a lot of mylar to do this. I have stitched the 2 hoopings together, and this is what I've got. I still have to wash away the edges of the butterfly. And those of you who are watching the tips on Tuesday and who stay till the end, then you get a sneak peek as to what our Dollar Delight will be for this weekend.